Women's clothing, this is part 2. Empire gowns. In the early 1800s, women wore empire gowns. These high-waisted dresses were made of a nearly transparent fabric. A solid petticoat and a brassiere called a zona were worn underneath. The skirt descended straight to the ankle, and the sleeves could be short or long. Middle of the century dresses. During the 1850s, lace dresses were very popular for formal occasions. They had tight bodices and long flounced skirts. The first suits for women consisted of a belted jacket worn over a hooped skirt. The princess dress was a popular gown in the 1860s. It was a floor-length, one-piece dress with a tight bodice and hoop skirt. The dress buttoned from top to bottom. Women also wore bloomers during this period. Tight dresses. In the 1870s, a new style of skirt became popular. It was floor-length and full at the hips with a small bustle worn underneath. Walking was difficult in this skirt because it was tight around the knees. By the 1880s, the bustle and skirt increased in size and bodices became longer. The hourglass figure came into fashion and women wore tight corsets to make their waist look as thin as possible. More practical clothing. Near the end of the century, women's clothes became more practical. Simple outfits, such as a blouse and skirt, were worn during the day. Some women also began wearing ties with their blouses. Suits consisting of a tight jacket and a loose skirt were popular as well, especially among women who worked in an office. Over here we have the empire gown was worn in the early 1800s. Flounced dresses were popular in the 1850s. The princess gown was a one-piece dress that had buttons from the neck down to the floor. It was popular around the middle of the century. A woman named Amelia Bloomer introduced trousers to women. Although many people laughed at her, the outfit became famous, earning the nickname Bloomers. In the 1870s, the hooped skirts of the earlier days were replaced by tight ones that made walking difficult. And this casual suit was worn by women in the late 19th century. It was much more comfortable. And over here, a tight corset and large bustle created the hourglass figure style that was popular in the 1880s. The long bodice is open to reveal the skirt, which matches the suit coat. The hat has a bird's nest on top and is typical of the decorated hats that were worn by women at that time.